going to be digging her off. My room shall be like that and I won't be. Hey guys. Okay. Oh, sorry. Hey guys, this is Francis.
And I'm Susanna.
Welcome to the very first episode of TTE with us.
With CNaaJ on CharismatiqaeView.
Okay, perception about wedding and pre-engagement. I thought wedding is very, very expensive because looking at how people go in the details and how they try to get a lot of things just to make their day very special. I thought that it's very, very, very expensive. So yeah, and it's very stressful. It's very stressful because I even witnessed someone's wedding even before mine, and the stress the guy was in was really, really mind-blowing. So yeah, that was what I thought of. Whenever wedding comes to my mind, the very first thing I think of is the cost and how stressful it is, you know.
Well, now that you actually mentioned what I was gonna say, so let me say something about the prejudgments. One thing I thought I did actually was I thought I would have more time. So a year before the wedding, there were so many things that needed to be done, but I always thought, oh, there's 10 months left, so there's still some time for that. But actually, the time was running like crazy. And when the year started in which we were actually going to get married, I felt like days were just vanishing.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the initial plan, like I think almost every girl dreams about, was knowing that I was gonna get married. All I was thinking about, there's gonna be a nice wedding ceremony in the church, and then after that we're gonna have a reception. So I already had everything in picture, like in a picture. When I closed my eyes, I knew this is how I want the reception floor to look like. This is where I want this decoration to be. This is where I want that to be. And I was more focusing about the white wedding actually. I wasn't really focusing on the traditional wedding, honestly speaking. So everything was more tailored towards how is the white wedding going to be, like actually I was imagining it to be like. And then March 2020 hit and it was a pandemic. And then actually everything just was on pause and on hold because we didn't know whether it was still happening, whether we would just wait for some weeks, whether we would have to wait years or a year. And then time was running, and I remember a lot of people that actually were going to get married in the same year started to reschedule the wedding for the next year or the next 2 years, and we were actually considering to do that, but then again we thought, waiting for another year, not knowing if actually the pandemic is going to be still there or not still there, and not knowing whether things are going to be alright. We weren't sure what we were going to do. But honestly speaking, I think God spoke through so many great people in our lives to teach us that it is actually not about the whole party and the whole celebration around the ceremony and around God blessing the union, but it's about exactly us in the center of God and getting married. So let me tell you, my husband always says, my wife and I decided together, but let me tell you, it was not easy to decide. We are not doing reception and we're just gonna have the wedding ceremony and then no floor and nothing else after. That was the initial plan. Well, the second initial plan B after pandemic hit. But then we had such great friends that decided that we should celebrate in Airbnb afterwards, and we just came together, had some fun, played games, and it made it another special part, something that you can actually always remember. And it's also unique because it's not a reception, but there is something different about it.
Yeah, well, and then what I also say is, God been so good. The dates were not cancelled because we were thinking that with the restrictions and the government has given, we were thinking if it can still be possibly done. But to God being so good, the date on the 12th was the traditional wedding. It was done, and on the 13th remained the same, and that was what we're happy about, because as my wife is saying, it wasn't easy, but at the end we asked ourselves, do we want to marry because we are ready, or we just want a wedding ceremony, so we should just postpone this? So yeah, that was a firm decision we took, and she said it was not easy at all. So we decided to marry and then enjoy our lives, and if we couldn't even have the wedding as planned before, like she said, our friends and groomsmen and the bridesmaids who were around us were very, 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 very good. They were so kind to us, and brought so many ideas. We had an Airbnb, like she said, and it was nice. And one thing that was difficult for us to take was people who couldn't come. I mean, some loved ones couldn't come because of the restrictions in their own country, and then even our friends within the church, it was very difficult for us to tell them, no, you can't be invited. So that was the thing that happened that we were sorry about. And yeah, so it was good. The plans changed, but God is so good, something was done. Yeah.
Hi, may I have your attention real quick? We are not done yet, but are you enjoying this episode of TTE, Teaching Talks and Encouragements with CNaaJ? Then let us know by liking, commenting and subscribing to our channel for more quality entertainment. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms for more content, and don't forget to share it with your friends and family.
Well, one thing that people might look oddly at me for was actually everybody was saying that before you get married as a bride, you will lose so much weight because you are stressed. And for me personally, honestly, I don't lose weight easily. So whenever people were saying I'm going to lose weight, I was just thinking it would be a blessing if that would happen to me, but it's actually not going to happen. And on the wedding day, I remember when I was putting my wedding dress on and trying to close it and stand and look how it was looking, I was like, oh my God, they were actually right. I did not expect to lose weight, and I did not even realize how much the stress and everything around it was actually impacting. I really did not expect that.
And what did we underrate? Yeah, even though it wasn't, we didn't do it as planned, it was still stressful. Honestly, we thought that now that there is no reception at the floor and so many things that we cut down, we thought that it would be stress-free, but trust you me, it was very, very stressful. But yeah, that was some things that we underrated. And one thing that we also didn't take notice of was how people respond because they couldn't come. We thought that because of the situation at hand, because of the COVID-19 restrictions, people will understand, but not knowing that people were really, really sad that they couldn't come to our wedding. So these are things we underrated. We underrated the fact that because it's small, it's not going to be so stressful. But trust you me, our groomsmen, our bridesmaids, they were really stressed. Ourselves were really, really, really stressed. So these are the things that we encountered. We underrated. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, but I also think it was also because of the pandemic, because honestly, I remember there were still clothes that were coming from Ghana, and usually my best friend was supposed to fly back and bring it, so everything was settled, and we knew this for months, so nothing was anything that we wanted to worry about. Then, it's a pandemic, so she wasn't able to fly back. Now we were standing there with the groomsmen not having clothes to wear, and honestly my husband was even told that he should just wear some, what did they say, white shirt, some white shirt and jeans or something and come to the engagement day. And things like that were actually putting more stress because I think it was like a few weeks ago. And then my parents and my mother and father-in-law were like, so are you guys deciding to wear the white shirt or what are you doing? Because the church is not cancelling the date. You have to get married on that day, and if she can't come back with the clothes, so shall it be. There was so much stress,
Yeah,
honestly.
sure.
Was so much stress.
I can't remember. We decided to have a traditional wedding, the clothes, because we said, oh wow, we have a fashion designer in Ghana who does amazing work. So we decided to get this stuff from him, and trust me, if you see the wedding video and the pictures, you see that the design and everything was so nice. But we have to wait for Stacy, like she said, we have to wait for her friend who was also stressed in Ghana, booking for another flight to come, and there was no flight from Ghana to Germany, so it was very stressful for her and stressful for us. And at the end of the day, we got it through her, and other stuff we have to ship it through DHL, and it was very, very, very stressful, honestly.
Yeah, some small things that you didn't even think about before.
We really underrated it, but trust me, when it's getting to your day, you will. So you should take notice of these things.
Yeah, honestly, there is no small wedding. Even a small wedding can be stressful like a big wedding.
Yeah,
honestly.
Sure.
Thank you for watching, and watch out for part 2.